Welcome to Justin Studio Spaces. The front yard sets the stage for your home, and creative planter designs are essential for adding appeal. This includes considering the unique charm brought by elements like rustic container flower beds, think weathered wood or vintage metal filled with blooms, and the sensory delight of fragrant flower beds placed strategically near the entrance. These details bring life, color, and personality to the space. Whether you have a sprawling lawn, a small patio, or even just a narrow walkway, the right planter landscaping, perhaps emphasizing these rustic and aromatic features, can significantly enhance the look and feel of your entryway. If you're looking for a low-maintenance option, consider xeriscaping with drought-tolerant plants. Succulents, cacti, and other hardy plants are not only easy to care for, but also add a modern and artistic touch to your front yard. Pair them with gravel, pebbles, or stone mulch to complete the look. This approach is particularly effective in arid regions where water conservation is a priority. For those who love the idea of blending nature with functionality, especially near the front door where fragrance matters, edible landscaping is a great option. Incorporate herbs, vegetables, or fruit-bearing plants into your front yard planters. Imagine stepping outside to snip wonderfully fragrant basil, rosemary, or mint right near your door, perhaps from a collection of charming pots. Not only does this add a unique touch, but it's also a sustainable and practical choice. Don't forget about texture when designing your front yard planters. Combining plants with different leaf shapes, sizes, and textures can create a more dynamic and visually appealing arrangement. For example, pair feathery ferns with bold hostas or spiky agaves with soft trailing vines. The contrast in textures adds depth and interest, making your planters stand out. Another trend that's gaining popularity is monochromatic planter designs. Choose a single color palette for your flowers and plants to create a cohesive and stylish look. For example, an all-white garden with white flowers, silver foliage, and neutral planters can exude elegance and sophistication. Alternatively, a fiery palette of reds, oranges, and yellows can create a warm and inviting atmosphere. Beyond the basics, there are countless ways to make your planters a focal point of your outdoor aesthetic. One unique idea is to incorporate multifunctional planters. Imagine a bench with built-in planter boxes on either side, perhaps styled in a rustic finish, where you can relax while surrounded by nature. This not only saves space, but also combines functionality with beauty. Another idea is to design planters that double as house numbers. Large pots with painted or stenciled numbers can serve as both decor and a practical way to guide visitors to your home. Planter arrangements can also be used to highlight architectural features of your home. For example, place tall planters near columns or posts to draw attention to these elements. Use cascading plants like ivy or sweet potato vine to soften hard lines and create a more inviting atmosphere. Incorporating native plants into your planter landscaping is another brilliant idea. Native plants are not only well suited to your local climate, but also support local wildlife like bees and butterflies. Research the native flora in your area and create a sustainable, eco-friendly front yard that thrives naturally. Many native wildflowers can look stunning in rustic containers. For those who love experimenting with colors, consider using color theory to guide your planter design. Complementary colors, such as purple and yellow or blue and orange, create striking contrasts that draw the eye. Analogous colors, like shades of green and blue, create a more harmonious and soothing effect. Adding layers to your planter landscaping can also enhance its visual appeal. Use tiered planters or raised beds to create height variations and depth. This technique works particularly well in sloped front yards, where you can create a cascading effect with plants and flowers, ideal for showcasing a variety of blooms, perhaps in a rustic setting. Consider combining raised stone planters with a matching stone walkway leading to your front door. This creates a seamless flow and a sense of continuity throughout the space. If your yard has a slope, use tiered retaining walls with built-in planters to add dimension and structure. Lighting is a powerful tool for enhancing your planter landscaping, especially in the evening. Strategically placed lights can draw attention to your most beautiful planters and create a warm, welcoming atmosphere. Use uplights to highlight tall planters or trees, casting dramatic shadows and adding depth to your yard. String lights can be draped around planters or along pathways to create a festive and cozy feel. For a more subtle effect, place small solar-powered lights directly inside your planters to illuminate the plants from within. Another creative lighting option is to use glow-in-the-dark paint or coatings on your planters. These materials absorb sunlight during the day and emit a gentle glow at night, adding a magical touch to your yard. Strategically placed planters can serve as focal points, drawing attention to specific areas of your front yard. These focal points can elevate the overall design and provide structure to your landscaping. Choose oversized or uniquely shaped planters to serve as visual anchors. For example, a large rustic terracotta urn filled with cascading plants like ivy or ferns can make a bold statement. Place matching planters on either side of a pathway, front porch, or entryway to create a sense of symmetry and order. This classic approach works well with formal landscaping styles, but even rustic planters can be used symmetrically for impact. Use a tiered arrangement of planters to create visual depth. Start with tall planters at the back, medium-sized ones in the middle, and smaller ones in the front. This layering effect adds dimension and makes the display more dynamic. Pathways are essential elements in front yard landscaping, guiding visitors to your home while adding structure to the space. Planters can complement pathways beautifully, creating a cohesive and inviting design. Lining a pathway with fragrant flower beds or a series of containers is particularly effective. Flower beds are a timeless and versatile element in landscaping. They serve as the foundation of many designs and can be customized to suit any home style. They are perfect for establishing those fragrant borders near the house. Border flower beds. Placing flower beds along the edges of your yard or pathways can create a defined and polished look. Imagine neatly edged beds filled with colorful and aromatic blooms, adding vibrancy and a delightful scent. Curved beds for flow. Instead of straight lines, consider designing flower beds with gentle curves. These can soften the overall look of your front yard and make it feel more inviting. Curved flower beds work particularly well in yards with naturalistic or cottage-style designs, ideal for showcasing fragrant plantings. Layered planting in flower beds. Use a mix of low-growing flowers at the front, medium-height plants in the middle, and taller plants at the back. For example, use marigolds or pansies at the front, followed by hydrangeas in the middle, and ornamental grasses or sunflowers at the back for a full, lush effect. Seasonal rotation. Keep your flower beds fresh by rotating seasonal plants. In spring, opt for daffodils and tulips. Summer calls for bright annuals like petunias, while fall can feature mums and ornamental cabbages. In winter, evergreen shrubs and decorative branches can maintain visual interest. Potted plants are an excellent way to add flexibility and style to your landscaping. They can be moved, rearranged, or replaced to adapt to seasonal changes or special occasions. Groupings of potted plants. Instead of scattering pots randomly, group them together in clusters of varying heights and sizes. For example, a tall planter with a tree-like plant like a ficus can be paired with medium-sized pots of ferns and smaller pots of colorful flowers. This technique works wonderfully for creating appealing arrangements, perhaps using rustic containers. Symmetry is one of the most powerful design principles in front yard landscaping. It creates a sense of order and elegance that is pleasing to the eye. Symmetry around entryways. Place matching planters on either side of your front door, porch steps, or driveway. Tall planters with neatly trimmed topiaries or small trees like junipers or boxwoods work beautifully for this purpose. Aligned flower beds. Straight, symmetrical flower beds on either side of a walkway or driveway create a formal and sophisticated aesthetic. Planting identical flowers and shrubs in these beds reinforces the symmetry. Consider symmetry for your fragrant front flower beds. Mirroring with greenery. Use symmetrical arrangements of greenery, such as hedges or ornamental grasses, to frame your home. For example, evenly spaced evergreen shrubs along the front of your house create a clean, balanced look. Greenery is a critical part of any landscaping design, providing structure, texture, and a backdrop for colorful flowers. Evergreens for year-round appeal. Incorporate evergreen plants like boxwoods, hollies, or dwarf pines into your planters and flower beds. These plants provide structure and greenery throughout the year, even in winter. Your front porch is an extension of your home and deserves just as much attention as your yard. Incorporating planters and flower beds, perhaps continuing a rustic container theme or adding pots chosen for fragrance around the porch can create a warm and welcoming atmosphere. Planters on the porch steps. Place small planters on each step leading to your porch. Use charming terracotta or rustic-style pots with colorful and perhaps fragrant flowers to create a cascading effect. Hanging baskets. Add hanging baskets filled with trailing plants like petunias, fuchsias, or begonias to the porch. These baskets add height and charm without taking up floor space. Corner planters. Use tall planters in the corners of your porch to anchor the space. Fill them with bold plants like palms or decorative grasses for a dramatic effect. Seasonal porch displays. Change out your porch planters with the seasons. For example, use pumpkins and mums in the fall, great in rustic containers, poinsettias and evergreen branches in the winter, and colorful annuals in the spring and summer. Thank you for watching Just in Studio Spaces. See you in the next video.